So I got this Yamaha NMAX. I'm renting it for a week. I was gonna buy a scooter, then I decided I should try out a bunch and see which is the best one here. And you might ask, as I have, why not a real motorcycle? Because these scooters, which everyone rides here, you hardly, I mean, there are some real motorcycles, but there's very few and far between. So why a scooter? Because their convenient and their coolness in the Philippines comes from how their functionality, their like how amazingly functional and convenient and easy to integrate into your daily life they are, and especially in Cebu City where the traffic is just stop and go, and very kind of chaotic. Automatic transmission is it's really great. But you know, I mean, this has zero James Dean or Che Guevara, you know, coolness factor, like zero. And so I always thought, you know, every time I've had a motorcycle, I wanted something cool. It's one of the main draws to riding a motorcycle. But here, it's all about convenience and riding. And getting through the city, which is much easier on a scooter than it is in a car or any other method. And it's also the fastest way to get around through the city. There's some pretty shocking things about riding a scooter in Cebu City or anywhere in the Philippines, well, anywhere in Asia, I think. Even in Korea, it was kind of like that. Lane splitting is not only allowed, it's mandatory. If you think you can take up more than a quarter of a lane with this, you will get yourself in big trouble. And so people are assuming that you're going to take a quarter of the lane, and they're going to split everything else. And that's the way it works here. If you don't assume that, you will definitely be in big trouble. So why the NMAX? This is definitely on the top end of scooters that you'll see around. You see a lot of like 125s. That's probably the most common. I figure I like something a little bigger. I don't want to have something that's too like conspicuous consumption, you know, or like too, but this is like, you see a bunch of these, there's a lot of NMAXs around, so that's one reason. There's some other, and this is 150 or 160 cc scooter, which is kind of the top end, and you know, you see some others, there's some Hondas and Suzuki's and Rusi and what else? You know, the main big manufacturers all have a version of this. And you know, one of the things that makes this so convenient is if you you have like a trunk space underneath the seat. It's very low to the ground compared to a motorcycle, so it's easy to hop on and off. And with keyless ignition, like this is what makes scooters cool. You can just maneuver around anywhere, end up exactly where you want to be, hop off in a second, and be where you want to be. And any other method is not going to give you that kind of lifestyle convenience that you want in the city. So that's why a scooter, the NMAX I'm trying out, it's pretty powerful. It's got all the power you could want, which is kind of surprising for a 150, but it works and it's pretty great. And I like the keyless ignition because that's just more convenience of hopping on and off. And so what I'm going to do now is take you on a little ride through the city, and I'm pretty ambitious. I'm going to go from here in Banilad to all the way through the heart of the city, the most dangerous and crowded areas, and go all the way down to Calon, which is where Santo Nino, Basilica of Santo Nino, is, and all the the old Spanish colonial part of the city. So that's the plan, and so come along for the ride. Okay, I hope you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so here it's not so bad, not a big deal. This is a little jeepney hub around here. I often walk right over here to catch a jeepney. Kind of a lot going on, but it's not, too packed. On a scooter, you want to feel free to pass on any and every side of anything, and think of yourself as a fish swimming through a school of fish, but they're not all your same species. It's like a whole bunch of schools of fish that are swimming in and out of each other's schools. Pedestrians definitely do not have the right of way unless there's an enforcer. An enforcer is a private security guard who's making way for people. So if you're a pedestrian, you just want to think of yourself like as a very slow motor vehicle and just find your way, same way everybody else does. So there I was thinking too much of being in the second lane. I wasn't really in the second lane. And I should have weaved out of it. So here's one of the disadvantages of the 150 is it's actually quite a bit wider than the 125s. And if you're lane splitting like this, like, it can be a real disadvantage. And it's also a little bit less agile. And that's a disadvantage. On the other hand, it has a lot more instantaneous power. So with the pedestrians too, you want to make eye contact and smile and point to your lips, with your lips, I mean. That's a general thing. You don't point with your finger here. You don't wave people on, I don't think either. You point with your lips to indicate directions. So, in case you're wondering, this is super light traffic in Cebu City. We're on the outskirts of town. The outskirts, the far reaches of Banilad, Barangay. Barangay is a neighborhood or district, or I don't know what you call it. It's an administrative district, like a parish or a county kind of thing, only in the city. I don't know what you call that. And wow. So from Banilad, we're going toward the center of the city. So as we go, this is just going to get more and more. I never beat my horn. I need to get going with that. That's another like constant communication thing here too. You beep your horn just to let people know you're coming. Like if you're passing somebody in a weird way, you want to just beep to let them know that you're doing it. You're there, so they don't miss you. Wow. Scooter that was holding everybody up, they got a bunch of dirty looks from everybody because they're not communicating and they stopped in a way that blocked everything up and kind of took half a lane instead of a quarter of a lane. And when I say lane, I mean that super loosely because obviously the way the scooters are moving here, they're not staying in lanes, they're not switching lanes, they're just kind of fluidly moving around, but you kind of envision like wherever you are at the moment, you're in a quarter of the lane. So this is a giant 8-lane road. I mean, 8 on one side, 16-lane road here. by scooter accounting. Okay, now here, I think I want to take the bridge. I messed up last time and I think this is a lot faster. Let's do this overpass. Here we're really squished in, so there's a lane for the car and a lane for the scooter. Single file each way, but usually there's not a concrete wall like that. It's a lot more fluid and more flexible, and gives you more room. When you get on these like really rough shoulders, this NMAX starts to feel really mushy in terms of its handling. And I want to compare that to some other scooters because I don't like it. But I think it's just the road. Probably anything would kind of feel like that. And this seems really dicey when you're driving in a gutter like this and you kind of got this little shoulder on each side. I mean, a curb on each side. It's really bad. I'm just going to stay in this little single file lane though. Otherwise it gets too nerve-wracking down here. I'm still such a noob at this. With the other scooters and stuff coming in, you want to kind of strive to be predictable in your movement and don't do anything too sudden, because 2 sudden movements will mean an accident. 1 sudden movement, somebody's going to get away with it, but you never know. So if they can predict where you're going and the speed that you're going, they're going to sort of fish their way through, fish their way in. So I think I want to rent a 125 too, just to see how much I like the greater agility. The thing about the 150 though too is it's going to be really good for like a road trip out of town. I could take this pretty easily, strap some luggage on the back of it. It's got plenty of power. It's comfortable. It's a little more plush ride than, you know, the smaller ones, I think. is not too bad today. It's a weekday around noon. I just realized I forgot to mount my phone on the handlebar here, and so I don't have Google Maps going. I think I know where I'm going, but we'll see. If I get lost, I'll have to pull over and get Google Maps out. I wonder, I'm gonna go straight here. This is Central Business District area. Ayala Mall's close by. Can I go straight here? I think I can. So you'll notice that we came all the way through that Benila. This is the first time I've had to stop for a light. I guess I should have got on that overpass, because now I'm going the wrong way. But I bet there's a right-hand turn up here I can make that'll sort of get me down going toward Cologne. One thing about all these stray dogs here in Cebu City is, as far as I can tell, they understand traffic and they will not jump out in front of you, which is not true in the provinces. I've been, motorcycling around, especially in Sikihor. The dogs just don't understand the traffic, and there's millions of stray dogs, and they will just jump out or run out in front of you. And if you hit a dog, you're gonna be in big trouble. And the same thing out in the provinces with you've got like stray livestock too, goats, cows. I can imagine hitting a cow on a motorbike. Another thing I just found out, speaking of hitting cows on motorbikes, is nowhere in the Philippines does anybody stock Rh negative blood, which that's my blood type. So if I was bleeding out anywhere, there would be no blood at the hospital for me at all. And no way to get it really, because the only Rh negative blood donors are foreigners. Okay, so now we're by Ayala Mall, and you can see the infrastructure completely changes. It's nice and well maintained for the most part. I mean, comparatively. And lots of traffic control. I think I'm kind of generally going in the right direction, so I'm just going to keep going this way. I don't know. We'll see where we end up. Oh, not recording. Huh. All right. Okay, so hey chat, I'm back, but so I thought my little action camera had quit recording, but it was actually still recording, and then but because I thought it had stopped or overheated or something, I turned it off. So that didn't work out the way I planned, but it gave you a good glimpse of riding a scooter through Cebu City. I'm pretty happy with the NMAX. It's got a lot of power, like I said. It's got pretty good maneuverability. I can kind of see why you might want something smaller at times, but I think overall I would stay with this size because I like the power and I like the stability, comfort of the whole thing. This is great. The trunk under the seat, get your helmet under here. Of course, every scooter comes with a copy of Jose Rizal's The Social Cancer. I'm just joking. But that's a lot of room. You can actually put, a couple small bags of groceries in there and ride home with it. And then it's got a little storage up here, place to charge your phone. phone mount, so you can use Google Maps while you're scooting around. It's got ABS brakes, disc brakes on both wheels, and this is probably my biggest complaint, is because it starts to feel really mushy right at when you're on uneven ground, and there's a lot of it in Cebu City, and there's a lot of kind of dicey road conditions, and these wheels are very small and very narrow, and that, I think, contributes to this sense of not very great control in those situations. So what I really want to try out is the Honda ADV, because that, I think it has bigger wheels, it's definitely got better suspension, and I actually took this by the rental place on the way back and tried to swap it out, but I can't get the ADV, so I have this for another week. Probably record a couple more little trips on the NMAX, and then we'll have a thorough impression of the NMAX. I got down to about half a tank and filled it up, and that was 200 pesos, so that's not very many pesos, so that's pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe.